Hi guys, this is Joel. Gardening in the Grove, Minnesota, Zone 5A. I'm going to take you around my yard today. This is August, 18th, about 4:20 in the afternoon, and I'll show you some updates. So I'm going to turn the camera around and we'll get going. All right, we're going to start here at the side of the garage. This is fairly new. I had just a straight little path a few weeks ago. I widen that out past the spout. I have to fix that a little bit. And then I did plant it up some. I had that hydrangea here already. I think that's the limelight or something like that. For some reason, it hasn't budded up and started. The other one that I moved from this area has. So, got a few different annuals. I think I can't remember what those are. That's a Veronica Pink Profusion, I believe it is. Got a salvia that's trying to rebloom. I did chop that back a bit ago when I did plant it. Got some rudbeckia. I think this is the Goldstrum. Back there in the back, I did some clippings off of one of my sedums and started those in a pot. We'll see how those do. I planted these coneflowers yesterday. These are the Sombrero series. I think it's an orange and then a lemon something. They're rather pretty. And then I have a couple alliums. Those didn't bloom this year, so we'll have to wait and see what's going on. We've got a good bloom on my hibiscus. It's a pretty watermelon color. There's a couple of other like blackberry lilies in here. Some cat pajamas, nepeta. Got a couple campanulas. So again, these are only planted a few weeks ago, so they are pretty young and will take some time to fill in. All right, back in the backyard, just on the other side of the fence of that same garden, side of the garage. This will be expanded also to probably be the same width at this corner by the fence, and then I will do some sort of a design back along this white fencing. These are the limelight, little limes, I think they are, or something. I'm not quite sure. Those are bought at the same time as that other one. And it is kind of a nice limey bloom here. They do kind of, we've had a lot of rain, including this morning, so they do kind of get kind of watered down there. I see this, I don't remember which clematis this is. This was planted last year, and I did get a bloom. So that's kind of exciting. All right. And then I'm just going to turn you around here kind of slowly. We'll go up the side garden. Again, this is one I just put in this year. We take a quick peek along here, and then we'll just stroll along, see what's going on. All right, and that literally goes all the way back up. I think it was about a 90-foot expansion, and I don't know, 6, 7, 10 feet deep at some points. All right, we'll just kind of go see what's blooming. I've got a couple of coneflowers. This is Prairie Splendor White. And then this is Arizona Sun Gaillardia, a blanket flower. A couple of sedums. Chartreuse on the loose nepeta. Got a couple of foxgloves there. Those are rather pretty. I've never had foxgloves until this year, so I'm excited about that. In the front here, I've got a little bit of alyssum. These are ones I started with the winter seeding method in the jugs in the winter. And then we've got some allium. These I got, I think, from my friend Kate at work. These are just generic. They were either from her or from my sister-in-law Joanne. They both gave me some nodding onion versus allium. Then I've got some sunset coral phlox. Then up Next to that, we've got that hydrangea again. This is the same as the other one in the front that's not blooming. I only have about half of it blooming on this one. And this is just a pretty, this one's kind of a bicolored. It's got white and the lime. So I believe these are limelight. These are supposed to be a little bit bigger than the other ones that I just showed you that are in full bloom. Helen von Stein, lamb's ear. Those don't actually put on any blooms. They just are nice and fuzzy like a lamb. Got a couple salvia back there. Cardonia, I think is how you pronounce it. And those were chopped back and reblooming. My pot I chopped back a few weeks ago is now doing really good. That's a verbena and some petunias. Get a few snapdragons down in the front here. Another cornflower. I'm going to have to chop that back. That is just a basic purple. Looks like they're kind of fading, so I'm going to have to get rid of those. Chop them back. I've got some more phlox back there. Not sure the variety. I think that one might be one I moved from another spot in the yard. Back along the fence, I've got that peony I moved earlier. That's doing okay. I do have finally a couple of zinnias back there that are starting to put on their show. I only have a couple. Those are ones I planted. I think actually I started those ones in the winter also. The only couple that I had survive, and they're starting to put on a little bit of a show. Got a couple of dianthus here. Not sure the variety. You'll have to excuse any weeds that you might see. I've been trying to weed. I mulched and then I remulched. Then I got stung by bees back there by those zinnias, and I gave up part of the mulching, then restarted again back here. My Jacob's Ladder, Heavenly Habit, is blooming. Let's get some nice Vikings colors, purple and yellow, purple gold. Just some other things. This is an Sun King Irelia. That's going to get about double the size. It's supposed to get 3x3, something like that, I think. I don't think it puts on any flowers, but it's got a lot of space to kind of spread out and enjoy itself. These coneflowers I really like. I like the color. Pollinators like them. I can see that we've got Mr. Bumble on here going to town there. He's just actively having fun. Got some little night lights with some butterflies on it. Sister-in-law Joanne gave me. Some more autumn fire sedum. My white liatris has faded off. I'm hoping that'll put off some seeds, and I'm just going to leave that maybe go seed and see if I can get some more to expand and self-seed into the garden for next year. Some more Veronica. Pollinators are really liking that too. Another sedum I moved. I've got some Mexican sunflowers back here. These I started in the winter seeding method. They're growing nicely. I don't see any buds starting to form, but I think those are supposed to get quite large. So I'm not very versed in those. I've never had them before, so we're going to have to see. A white peony that I had, that one I moved. I moved that one from the garden by the deck. And I got a few more things that I'm not even quite sure what that is. Can't remember. Oh, here. I have a tag. That is a geum. So it's going to get a pretty kind of yellow and orange color. Got some irises that I planted there that I moved or got off a marketplace or some friends. I've got several hostas and shade plants that I moved up here. I'm not sure which that one is. I think that might just be Lancifolia. And then a couple other ones that I don't know. This is Franz Forever. Fern. Then this one is a hosta that's the Sharp-Dressed Man. This is only planted a couple weeks ago, so it'll take some time to establish. Blue Angel. Golden Crown. Clementine. Archangel. Lamium. That'll get little yellow flowers up and down the stems there. Unknown Pulmonaria. I think I got that off of Marketplace as well. Red Beauty Fern. My little sweet tea Heucherella. Cross between a Heuchera and a Tiarella. I moved that from up back there a little bit, and it was struggling. So I was hoping that maybe it got a little bit more sun in this area and would just like being moved, bumped up. Some of you may have seen my phantom hydrangea tree. It's not in the best shape, but I got it on clearance at Gerton's. I think I paid $40 for it. So it is in a tree form, so it's a standard. Down below that, I put a little bit of Cat Pajamas Nepeta, and then Lou got some fairies from someone. And so we placed those around the Nepeta to expand a little bit of our fairy garden. Go up along the back of the yard here. Those cornflowers got huge, and we've had a lot of rain and wind, so they've kind of blown over. Don't even know the variety of that one. The white ones are Powwow white, and I believe these little bit berrier colored over here are Powwow wildberry. So those were just put in last year, so I think that that's going to take a little while to get them to go. A couple of Leatris. There's a purple and a white one right in there too. I'm going to try to let those go to seed as well, so it can spread and get a little more color in this area. All right, we've got some Rudbeckia here, a couple different, I think it's Autumn is the darker one there, Autumn colors, and then I'm not sure what the other ones are. I think they might be Sunseekers. My zinnias are finally, I planted them very late, and they are finally starting to show a little bit of color. This one's really, really pretty. Get a pink one up here. And a red. I'm going to have to do something with that bee balm again. The rain has been there. Those have been blooming for a couple weeks, so I think I should just chop them back and get those going out of there. We step back in. I don't even know what this is. It's a volunteer, I think, from somewhere. Or maybe I planted it last year and just don't remember it. But it is probably about 3 feet tall. And it's got that nice pink flower. And I've got a Stella de Oro daylily that's blooming. And then right behind that, to finish off this bed here, this is a peach lemonade rose, just a shrub rose. All right, we will turn around. This is a view of that big expansion. I started just probably around where the tree is, maybe a little bit behind it, and then expanded all the way down the fence line to the front. All right. Swing back over here towards the zinnias. We've had lots and lots of rain, so some of these plants are just not doing as well as they could or should. Got these phlox. These have been there for a number of years, transplanted from another area. Nice bright pink. Peonies, those have gone by. Another allium. Again, either from Kate at work or my sister-in-law Joanne. This is another Italian ice rose. It looks a lot like the peach lemonade. Both of them are shrub roses. I think this one was a proven winner, so the other one was not. A few hostas, more zinnias along the front of the greenhouse there. Hostas that I moved and separated out. These are just minis. I don't know what they are. And then these ones, I'm not sure the names of these either. All right. Archangel. I've got a Black Pearl. Primo, proven winners. Hukara. Creeping Jenny. Then we'll flip to that side of the path here. Forever Red. Hukara. That one's actually the biggest it's ever gotten for me, and that's been in there a number of years. And Grape Expectations. Nice color there. Ooh, I got a nice good weed there, it looks like. I'm going to have to pull that. And continuing along here, I've got some more hostas. My lilies, day lilies have kind of gone by. This one's, I think it's Niobe clematis. That one's pretty full of blooms. I think it bloomed once already, and I trimmed it back a little bit, and it's really blooming again. So, and we've got our friend here. Oh, he moved. A nice monarch butterfly. Some sedum. Those ones aren't doing very good. I'm going to have to probably chop them back and get that moved. I think it's probably too wet there. Although my autumn joy sedum seems to love this area. That'll be all pink at some point. My Monet Weigela. Doing good. Just swing you back. Joe Pieweed. Probably just 3 or 4 weeks ago that I planted those Joe Pieweeds. So they're already kind of going by. The purple is fading. A little more autumn joy sedum. The rose garden is doing good. These are all, well, the one in the middle is My Girl. I got that from my sister-in-law Joanne along with the statue. Then the one on the right is The Poet's Wife. That's a David Austin rose. I got that from Heirloom Roses. That one is growing rather nicely. That'll put on a nice pink, yellow, pale kind of yellow flower. That is my grandma Chris' favorite color, is a yellow rose. Here's the My Girl. It's got a nice bloom. I had trimmed it back, deadheaded it a couple weeks ago, so that's getting quite a few more blooms getting ready to come off. Then I have the Queen of Sweden. That's another David Austin I got from Heirloom Roses. So that'll put on a nice pale pink. All right, then we're back here at the family garden. The left side is the Henry I in honor of Lou's brother, Henry. And then we have Samaritan Joe, and that's in honor of my sister-in-law Joanne. I'm thinking I'm going to move this. I have an arch that I need to put somewhere, and I think that might be coming back into this location, and we'll go from there. Do some redesigning back in this corner. We'll just walk along the pines here. Got several different hostas. All right, I won't bore you with all the details, but if you want to look back at my video from a month ago or so, I did a quick video with all of the different hostas with their names included. This one is a ghost fern. I just planted up this area. Macadamia from a friend of mine, neighbor down the street, Myra, as well as a whirlwind hosta, one of my favorites. It's really dark and kind of more upright looking. Columbine from Jen at work. So yeah, they're just lots of different kind of hostas. I think this one's Lady in Red Fern. I've got some dead nettle or lamium. I think that one's pink pewter, and that'll get a nice, lovely pink. Usually flowers a little more than it did this year, so I don't know if it's just too wet. Earth Angel, Elegans. Back in the back is Empress Woo. All right, again, excuse the weeds if you see any. Brother Stefan there. Night Before Christmas. In front of that is Golden Tiara. And I've got a Stilby that bloomed earlier. Some more of that geranium. On this side, I have to trim off. This is May Night Salvia. Serendipity alliums. This is their second year, so they're starting to put on a really nice show. Pollinators are really liking them. I don't know what this kind of a pollinator is, but they're sure liking it. That one is like covered. I don't think those are Japanese beetles, so some other type of beetle. My false sunflower, not even sure what kind. I think it's some sort of a Rebecca. Again, we had a lot of rain, so they are kind of bent over. They are staked up a little bit, but looks like I have to secure my staking. A couple more phlox up here that I moved. My goat's beard is getting done with. Don't look at the weeds. All right, it's a never-ending process. All right, this is alongside of my shed. Got a few more hostas and some shade things, as well as weeds. Working on digging up my Miss Kim lilac. We've been doing it on the very hot days, and it's really secured in and does not want to come. So my neighbor and I are working on it slowly but surely. Hopefully we can get it out and get it taken care of. All right, I'm going to swing back. I'm in the front of the shed now and into the birdcage garden. All right, so back here we've got the double play doozy, spirea. Some more creeping Jenny that's wanting to come over the rocks. Solomon seal, variegated. Little geranium, back in black. No. Boom chocolata. Nice little purple. This is a aster. Never had this one before. It's giant, and I can see the winds and the rain have broke off a piece, so that's going to have to be chopped off. Swing back in the middle here. Lovely daylily that's been here for years. I had thinned out, and this one has been blooming for the last couple weeks, so doing good. Then I've got barberry and a heuchera. I think that's is that solar eclipse? Got some bee balm. And we've got some veronica. These things have bloomed and kind of went by. I chopped them back, so they're trying to put on another little flush. Some more allium, nodding onion. These again are from my sister-in-law or Kate at work. Pollinators are loving it. I chopped my bird cage basket back a couple weeks ago, and that's trying to do its rejuvenation, but not doing the best. All right, balloon flowers are pretty much done. I'm trying to let them go to seed a little bit too. Got some anemone, a nice pink. These ones put off their show in the fall, so it's kind of nice to have little wispy blooms coming up in the fall. Got another bunch of hostas. I like the variegation. Branera. This is my foam flower. And you can see the remnants. You got a stick in there. Montana Aramarginata hosta. That's one of my favorites. More of the anemone. Eleator. It's a huge hosta. I just put this in a few weeks ago. I got off the marketplace. So I'm hoping that'll take off and do its thing. Dawn's Early Light. Ostrich Ferns. Empress Woo. I'll swing you over around the deck here. More hostas. This is the Rocket Ligulera. Put off yellow. I think it had 3 yellow spikes on it with some flowers, and they went by, so I chopped those off. Another Montana. Empress Woo. Stained Glass. I believe that's Earth Angel. T-Rex. Orange Marmalade. That was just planted this year. More Ligularia. I don't remember which this kind is, but those are from Jackie at work. More hostas. And then if I step back a little bit, I've got my big white diamonds. Hydrangea. This has got a little bit more airy type blooms. It's rather large. I want to say I'm about 5'8", and this is probably a good 10-12 feet. Reaches up to the top of the deck and then beyond a couple inches. All right. All right, let's go over and look at this middle fairy garden. All right, there we go. We'll just go around the circle here. I think I weeded this yesterday, so this is a nice ajuga. I don't remember the variety, but to me it matched this fairy pretty good. So I really like the colors, the variegated colors, pink and green and kind of a white. We got more hostas. I've got this plant and I don't remember what it was. I bought it at a greenhouse when I was up north in Baxter, Minnesota a few weeks ago. Actually, it came as I think one plant. I split it a little bit and put it in, made it 2. Veronica here, Pink Profusion, I believe it is. So yeah, that's this garden. We'll take a look along the front of the house in a second here, and we will see what else we can find. All right, this is the east side of my house. Again, you might have watched a previous video. I did an expansion out from the rocks and added in a bunch of things here. Who told me I didn't have any color on the side of the house, so I proved her wrong. Maybe not wrong, but I helped her out here and added some different color. So let's get in and take a look. Several different kind of hostas. There's another ajuga. This one's parrot. No, tropical toucan. This one's another Mukdenia, I think it's called. This has got red tips on it, so it's kind of cool. My original whirlwind that I got a couple weeks before the other one in the back from my friend Myra down the street. And we've got a couple of heucheras. A stilby in the back there. My original, probably 20-year-old clematis. Don't know the color. Sorry, the air conditioner just turned on, so that might be a little loud. I'll try to talk a little bit louder, but maybe you'd rather me not talk at all. All right. Got some more Ever After Veronica up here, kind of a purpley color. My Endless Summer hydrangeas. This is the original again. This is the one I'm not supposed to cut back in the fall, but I had been doing it every year. Last year I cut it back, put some burlap over it, and it still died to the ground. I got one bloom on it last year, and I see it's putting on a bud. So I'm hoping at least to get one or two blooms out of it this year. I don't know if it's better to move it. It's been on this side of the house for, many years. This is another hydrangea I bought from the Creekside Nursery in North Carolina last year. It's growing quite a bit, but I don't see that it's put any buds on yet. My planter tipped over the other day. I think it might have broken off. It's a little tilted umbrella. But the coleus is doing good, and so is the sweet potato vine, so I've kind of left it. Haven't worried about it too much. Salvia here. This is one I saved seeds from last year. I thought they were all the blue, but I don't know, some reverted, how that works. I'm not a scientist, so I have no idea. That's a hardy hibiscus. I believe it will get kind of a pink flower with a red center. All right, and then I've got my Bobo hydrangea. That's doing pretty good. That was the same size as the one over. I think it came as a quart size from the Creekside Nursery in North Carolina. But if you look at it, I mean, look at that bloom size. Isn't that pretty? And it is quite proliferous with its blooms, so I'm very happy with that. I had these white flowers in the front. They're annuals. I chopped them back a couple days ago just because they were struggling. I also chopped back the salvia. These are rose marble. Chopped them back a little bit, so hopefully they'll get another flush, but that first flush is always the best. Along the front of the house, just some more impatiens. My agastache got wind and rain, toppled over, so I've kind of staked it up. But those pollinators sure are loving it. Yeah, I can count probably 6 or 7 bees on there right at the moment. My flamingos got toppled over with the wind where they were, so I moved them back here. They're standing, but they're still a little crooked. Moonstruck, I believe that's Moonstruck. Moonrock hydrangea. That was again probably a quart size last year, so it's trying to become a plant, a little shrub. And that about does it for the front. So let's go down to the inner circles. This is the one right across, right next to the mid driveway. Coreopsis. These are from my sister-in-law Joanne. They were planted in last year, and they made it through the winter and are doing really good. So I expect those to do good. Got some different hostas in here. I put in a bleeding heart. And then this is Honiacoa, how do you pronounce that? Conocloa grass. Japanese forest grass. I think that one I got as a split from my friend Myra down the street, garden club member from the Pine Ridge Garden Club here in Cottage Grove. A couple different hostas. Not sure the names of all these. Some of these are splits from the back. Some of them are new that I didn't have tags. I think I got them from Menards or Lowe's or something, and they weren't actually tagged. So I kind of looked at the crate that they came in, and then I forgot promptly of what I was actually going to get for the names. So anyway, mailbox garden, nothing to look at because I chopped it all off yesterday. It was looking bad. We were on vacation last week, so garden got a little neglected, and we had all that rain, and they were all wilty. I chopped them back. I'll give them a little fertilizer, and then hopefully they will return and be lush again. All right, and then the last part of the garden is the last circle around the front tree and the boulevard. Some hostas, a few plants that I had transplanted from above in the backyard, and again, a couple more hostas. Paradise Island. That one's Golden Tiara. I got a goat's beard here. This is a Chantilly lace, I believe it is. Just a little teeny one. And then Rainbow's End from my friend Myra. All right, I think that's going to do it for our garden tour. All right, thanks for joining me on the walk through the garden. Hopefully it wasn't too boring for you. Again, gardening in the Grove. Joel B's Gardening in the Grove. Cottage Grove, Minnesota 5A is the zone. Again, this is August, what did I say? 18th. And that's going to do it for now. Please like and subscribe, and I'll keep you posted on what's happening in my garden. Thanks.